Consensus Network.
All right, we are recording. Mark, from the Princess Hotel? Is that, how would you say it in German?
Yes, it's the Princess Hotel. So we are the first Bitcoin hotel in the world, Hotel Princess.
Excellent.
And it's located in South Germany in Plottingen.
Love it. Well, Lauren, do you have a question for Mark about the hotel?
Hi, yeah. Why did you allow Bitcoin in your hotel?
So I was always this Bitcoiner here in the hotel, and everyone wants to express himself. And I was thinking about doing a podcast, writing a book, but everyone has his form of expression. And for me, I found the most authentic form of expression is this hotel. And so we just started it with like small meetups, and then it was growing. And now we have big conferences here. We have Bitcoin art all over the hotel. We have, a Bitcoin shop here. We have so many things about Bitcoin here. We do Bitcoin education, and we have lightning gadgets like a lightning jukebox where you can pay with Bitcoin, or like a vending machine where you can pay with Bitcoin and then Bitcoin candy comes out of it. And I just wanted to create this place where you really can live Bitcoin and not just, use it like theoretical, like so many Bitcoiners, they read all the books, Bitcoin standard and everything, but they never even did a lightning transaction. And for me, this is really, this really was this crazy idea of creating this physical place for Bitcoiners where they can thrive.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, some people are traveling around the world only using Bitcoin. So that would be a great place for people to stop by.
Yeah, exactly. We have like a full Bitcoin circular economy. So you can buy Bitcoin at our ATM, then you can spend Bitcoin, and we even started to pay our salaries in Bitcoin. So you're really fully self-autark here with Bitcoin, and you can really live the Bitcoin life.
So that's where Ricky and Laura and Joe Nakamoto, Joe Hall, that's where they should go visit.
Yes.
Because
and we should go visit too, not
we
just
should,
them.
Of course. Yeah. We've got to find the time. I've been trying to find the time with Mark to go and do some fun event where we could perhaps sign some books, because I know you just had Knut and Prince Philip there about a week ago for a fun event. So
and it was so awesome. And it would be so funny because we had Prince Philip at Hotel Princess. The only guy missing is Daniel Prince.
Yes, exactly. Damn, we missed that. Okay, no, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out some kind of event to throw and get the plebs flown in. But for anybody arriving from other countries around Europe, what would be the nearest point of entry? What's the nearest airport?
It's Stuttgart, but some also they go to Frankfurt because this is the biggest airport in Germany. But Stuttgart is really also well connected, and we are pretty good located in the south of Germany. So it's close to Munich, it's close to Frankfurt, also it's close to Switzerland. Yeah, it's pretty good located.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, do you want to run upstairs, get your breakfast, say thank you?
Yeah, but if we're in Germany, Daddy, can we go see Oliver?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Always invited.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyways, bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, Lauren.
All right, Mark. Let's back it up. Let's start before Bitcoin. Have you always been a hotelier, or have you lived a different life before this world of hospitality?
Yeah, so this is this family-owned business here. My grandpa created it, and then my mother took over, and now it's the third generation. Me, myself, and my mother and my sister, we are doing it together. But I never really wanted to be part of this hotel because hotel, for me, it always sucked, and I really don't like it, and I did something completely different. So from 2016 till 2018, I was like in a retreat. I lived like really back in nature, total simple, no iPhone, no internet. Just my parents, they didn't know where I was, and I was really like in this personal retreat, and it felt so great. And I really felt this connection with the nature. And then I discovered there are guys that have same values like I have. So they are like humble, they are like aware, they are not so much in consumption, they are living this minimalistic lifestyle. And then this was like, oh, what are the guys doing? And then they were talking about Bitcoin, and then I was discovering Bitcoin. And so this was this perfect fit. And so I really came into Bitcoin more over the values and not over this investment thing. And then it made click for me. And when I heard this concept of time preference, then everything was gone.
So hang on, you found out a bit about Bitcoin whilst on the retreat? There were other Bitcoiners there at the same time?
It was more at the end of the retreat when I started. I mean, I was really feeling great in this retreat, but at some point, something felt like, okay, now it's over and I have to go back to the world, let's say. And then I found out about Bitcoin.
That's amazing. Okay, so the retreat, let's ask a few questions about that, if you don't mind. Something clearly pushed you to go there, mentally and physically, right, beforehand. So what was your mindset leading up to making that decision just to unplug, just to get out into the forest, wherever it is that you went? What was the mindset? What was the snapping point? What had been building up in your life until that point?
Yeah, so the snapping point pretty much was I was a DJ before, and I felt like, okay, it's like really good for my ego, but my soul is like really hungry and it's not fulfilling my soul. And then I also started with meditation and mindset work and stuff like that. And I felt like, oh, this more simple lifestyle, this really fills my soul. And this was like this inner intuition that brought me in this retreat. And this inner intuition at some point also brought me then back to this hotel. So it's mostly like following your heart, if you want to say it like that.
So DJing, were you doing that all around Germany or traveling around the world doing it?
Yes, exactly. You still can buy my records, but it's really like a high time preference job. So it's really, it's cool for your ego, but as I said, it's not really, fulfilling you, or it was not fulfilling me in my heart.
That's strange because at the same time you clearly loved music, and you were filling your creative need because you have to be very creative to be a DJ. You're mixing your own music or using other people's music, mixing that all together. Yeah. What kind of thing?
Yes, were you doing? Both. I was producing and I also was mixing, remixing, and everything. So I played like on. Mostly was like venues around 1,000 people, but also like festivals, 5,000, 7,000 or more, something like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that's so weird because you would feel as though you are being fulfilled if you are sharing your passion and your creation with that amount of people. But yet you weren't.
Exactly. And also DJing from the outside, it looks really great. But if you look behind the scenes, also, if you have connections with the other DJ, if I talk now with them, most of them ended like drug addicts or they are dead or something like that, but they are not really fulfilled persons, in my opinion.
I've had a very good friend of mine. I had lunch with him yesterday, him and his wife, amazing Bitcoiners, both from the music industry at Sir Badminton, who actually... The intro and outro for this podcast made some incredible music. I use it on the podcast all of the time. Love it. And Pleb Music as well, Max, who made the Madeira documentary. And they, I remember listening to them too on a podcast for 21ism, talking about their fiat music careers and how fiat music had just completely gone down the kind of the wrong road, and how it wasn't fulfilling the people that were in the business, and how it was all incentivized just to run as fast as you could on the hamster wheel and make the next banging track and just get that out as quick as possible, try and sell as many as possible. And if it doesn't sell, where's the next one? And it does sound just exhausting.
Yes.
And no wonder. So if you think about time preference, and genius, and that ability to just immerse yourself in your craft. And we look back at Mozart, Chopin, and people like that. We're not making music like that anymore, right? And there's the reason, because the incentives.
Also, you really like, if you look like on the Spotify algorithm, you really like incentivize to produce like short tracks and not like this long tracks. So you're almost producing music for the algorithms to be pushed on the platforms. So it's really, yeah, I'm a big believer if Bitcoin really gets more into the people, then time preference will change, and then also art will change. Definitely. Also like architecture. I mean, some people will say different, but I'm really convinced of this.
I know, I'm convinced of it as well. I think everything changes. Absolutely. Yeah. All of the arts, writing, poetry, any kind of literature, long form, music for sure has to change. It's so bad what my kids are growing up listening to. It's just, I can't remember. Do bands even release albums anymore? Nobody seems to even do that. I mean, growing up, we would go to the CD store, right? And we would wait for our favorite band to release their album and then go and buy that album. Now it's like they just seem to release a song on Spotify every 6 weeks or something.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, retreat. What did that look like? How did you find it? What research did you do? And where did you end up?
Yeah. So what did it look like? So, so basically it was really, really simple. So it was not about doing so much. It was more about letting go. So meditation was a big part of it. Nature was a big part of it. Like just walking, being in the nature, looking around, and really observing, not so much being into this doing thing, and like really getting out of this hamster wheel. So I really had this idea. So what happens if you just let everything go? Also, if you let go of, because everyone tells you need an income, you need to study, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I really wanted to try what happens if I just let go of it. Will I die, or what happens? And I found out, no, I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we lost connection.
Yeah, just quickly, just a little dropout. Can you hear me okay now?
Now I hear you again.
Okay. Yeah, you basically said, will I die or will I live? What would happen if I just dropped out completely?
Yes, and I found out I won't die. And also, I found out like lots of people, they are really having trouble in life, because what brings them trouble is like really all the attachment. So everything will go at some point. Your body will be dead. Your friends will be gone. Your thoughts will be gone. So everything is impermanent. But people are really good at claiming on things that are by their nature impermanent. And this really causes hurt, and that hurts them because they are attached to things that are by their nature impermanent. And if you really can drop out of this and detach yourself from your thoughts, your body, your emotions, then you really get in this kind of free zone where you can just free up yourself from this idea of I am my body, I'm a thought, I am my job, and this is really not what you are. This is just what you think you are.
That is so right. And it plays into this idea of ego death, which is talked about a lot in the Bitcoin space. And so much so that Jeff Booth named his fund Ego Death.
Exactly.
And I think it's so important for people to understand that the person you are today is not you.
Yes.
You've been shaped to be this person. And if you do not allow your ego to die, in fact, you need to kill it. It's necessity, because everything up until this point, from the age of 3, 4, or 5, depending on which country you've lived, has been engineered by somebody else, namely the education system, that takes kids away from their parents and their families at such a young age, and I know this in Germany as well, is really bad. Mandatory schooling, completely against the law to homeschool your children. Families lose their kids if they try and fight this. It's shocking. But that's what shapes you. And then you get to university or further education, and then you get into that workplace, and then you've got to be that person to be that, to fit that role. You end up having no idea who the fuck you should have been, or how happy you could have been, or, what your actual point of where would you actually naturally fit in on this planet if you had just been left alone to find that path by yourself. And no, you wouldn't be living under a bridge bankrupt. That's
yes.
That's the
and it's almost like your life is basically about surviving until your ego dies, and then it's about living. And this is the big change.
Were you reading any books or anything like in the lead up to this like snap decision, or it was just something you're like, right, fuck this, I'm pulling the ripcord, ditching DJing, I'm gonna go live in the trees?
So the reading part was really like, I had this period of reading lots of books, like all the philosophy from Nietzsche to Schopenhauer, all the Eastern philosophers like Lao Tse and all the even Vedic readings. But this was really like before the retreat. So on an intellectual level, this kind of fulfilled me, but not like on a deeper level. And so I also was thinking about, going in a monarch history or something like that. But at the retreat, I really was not reading about a lot, because I felt this is almost disturbing. Also, I couldn't hear any music anymore, because I also almost had like how you say it? I was always also always had a music burnout. So I was more listening to natural sounds like birds, and this fulfilled me really. And it was really about emptiness.
Okay, so draw us a picture here. You walk up to, you do a research, you find this retreat. Was it in Germany, by the way?
No, it was in South France, in the Brovaz. So it was really like pretty good.
What's the name of the retreat there?
I call it retreat. It was not with other people. I was just alone over there. I had like a chateau, and there was not a lot of people there. And also I couldn't understand the language over there, which was perfect.
Nor can I. I've lived there 6 years.
Yes.
Oh shit, man. So I thought that you were talking about you were going to one of these, like there's some place here in the south of France called Plum Village or something like that. Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to one of these kind of like you pay to stay sort of thing. But no, you just went full on solo.
Yes, because the thing is, I really find this was so inspiring for me, like the yogis in the Himalaya when they...
I've just got another dropout. I'll tell you what. Let's just pause here. I'm going to stop the recording. We both reboot our PCs, our laptops, and then reconnect again to Wi-Fi. One of us might just be bugging out a little bit, but then we'll carry on.
So perfect.
I'm just going to stop this one and do a quick restart, and then we'll be back.
Okay,
again.
See you.
We're back recording after a little tech upgrade. But we got to the point in the story where you would I thought that you'd gone to a retreat and you were paying to stay there weekly, and you were going to kind of chanting lessons and drum circles and all of this kind of stuff. But no, it turns out you just rented a house in the south of France somewhere and checked out, and you did all of this self-discovery alone. Like that.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes, exactly. Because I really wanted to let go of everything. Because thing is about retreats, you always have to trust the retreat, or you have to trust the guru. Which is leading you. And so to do it really trustless, you have to do it alone. I'm not saying this is the best for everyone. I think for some people also retreats with other people can be good. But for me, really the way was to do it alone.
So how did you break this news to your family and friends and parents? And did they say when you told them?
My friends, I didn't even told them. They just, at some point, I was not available anymore. My mother and my dad and my sister, they know about it. My mother was really very supportive because she has also the spiritual background. And so she was always supporting me. Also my sister and in general, my family. But for my friends, it was just like cut and that's it.
Just disappeared. So you didn't
Yes.
you didn't take a phone with you. You just hopped in the car and got to your destination, and that was that.
Yeah, I had the phone with me, but it was never plugged on. It was always off, the phone.
So what did you find yourself doing then? Because when you check out, I've never had the same experience as you, but I checked out of my Fiat job and threw everything in, and my wife and I had pretty much sold everything we had and decided, right, let's go traveling the world with the kids. And we ended up doing that via the sharing economy. And this is before I'd even fallen down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. You know, I was reading, the book that turned me upside down was The 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. When I was reading that, I'd been chained to a desk for 18 years from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. without breaks, and in financial markets. And I wouldn't say, even now looking back, I wouldn't say it was a burnout of any sort. It was just this realization that there has to be more to life. Like, this is retarded. Like, wasn't enjoying it. Slightly overweight, unhealthy. Nothing felt good. And as soon as we checked out and started traveling and actually putting ourselves out there and living, it was like an elephant lifted itself from your chest. It was just unbelievable. Really, like, the feeling was crazy. And like you said, listening to the birds, I had Josias Carbon on the podcast. He's now doing Bitcoin Ballers, and he had the same kind of realization. He was in his Fiat job. Then all of a sudden, he's just like, right, I'm done. I'm quitting. Walks in, quits. Like, the next day, walking down the street, all of that weight gone. And he said the weirdest thing was, I heard the birds singing. And I don't think I'd heard the birds singing for 10 to 15 years. And it was just damn weird. It's really crippling. I don't think people fully and truly understand how crippling that Fiat life is, that hamster wheel, that psychological, mental hell, that prison that you find yourself in, and what you miss around you. It's crazy.
Yeah, and also like the illusion, it's so perfect. I mean, it's so perfectly done. I mean, there is information all around you, and there is TVs, and there is your parents saying you to do this, and everyone wants something from you, and it's just, there is such an amount of sounds from everywhere and information, and you can't even process all this. And then if you just close your eyes and look within, then this really can change everything. And also, I always tell people, I mean, you don't have to do a retreat, but maybe 5 minutes a day, take time for yourself, sit sit somewhere where you are alone with you, and close your eyes, look within. How are you feeling? What's going up inside you? And you will realize people, they can't even sit 5 minutes with them without a smartphone. And this is really like crazy for me. It's really shocking.
It's so bad. And what's very, very, very scary is I see it in my kids. And I really want to try and grab them by the necks and put the thing down. Like, it's I see it in restaurants, right, or in a cafe. If you just sit there and watch other people, if they're sitting there talking with each other, as soon as one person gets up to leave to go to the bathroom or to pay the bill or whatever, the other person, first thing they do is reach for their phone and check their messages, check this, check that, or get onto whatever social media platform that they're using, rather than just sit and wait for that person to return in about 2.5 minutes.
Yes, absolutely crazy.
So what did you find yourself doing then down in the south of France, passing the time each day? Did you have a little ritual? Were you off down to the little cafe, off down to the markets? Or literally just sitting under a tree and trying to catch up on what you'd been doing for the last 20 odd years of your life?
Yeah, so a few hours a day, I really was like just doing this meditation. I had always had like my classical Zen meditation I was practicing. And then when I was in nature, I was just hunting for fruits or looking for things I can find in the in nature, which I can eat. And also like the way I was eating changed rapidly, because I realized in the nature, there is no pizza growing on trees, or there is no Coca-Cola growing out of growing. And I realized there is like letters, there is fruits, and there is like berries and stuff like that. But there is not like Snickers or Mars or chocolates growing on the trees. And then I started to more and more align with nature, and I felt this is really great. And the more I align with nature, the better I feel. And I also realized you don't even have to work to get your food, because all the animals on the world, not one single animal has to work and go in the Fiat hamster wheel to get some food. It's actually everything is here. You just have to see it and realize that everything is here, and the universe is really fulfilling you.
So you become an expert forager as well whilst on your journeys.
Yes. I was really interested in all the plants and all the things that's going on in nature.
Did you manage to, because where we live in the south of France, people here love getting out and hunting for mushrooms. But obviously, if you don't know what you're doing there, then you could get yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly, because they can be very toxic.
Yeah, I was not really into mushrooms so much. So yeah, this was not a problem for me.
Yeah, good. Okay. So then, were you self-taught the meditation, or had you done some classes or read some books?
I mean, sure, I read like all the books. I read all the yoga books, and even I also wanted to learn Vedic, because the Vedic writings, they are not in like I think the language, the right translation to English is Vedic language. I'm not sure if this is the right translation. Because I really wanted to go to this core of this yoga movement. Because what I also realized is like this yoga, which is practiced like today, it has nothing to do with the origin. It's like with church or something like that. I mean, Jesus, he was just saying like, love your neighbor, and Buddha was saying, something similar. He was saying like, we are all connected, we are all one. But what the religion and the church and everything made out of it is just like shocking. And if they would be now here, Buddha or Jesus, I think they would just laugh so hard what happened out of this wisdom which they had. And I wanted to go to this, back to basic, and really connect with this origin.
So then what I'm interested to know is, we are all one. This is what Knut talks about, right? We are Bitcoin. His philosophical take on this as well. And surely something like that resonates with you. And I've had long conversations with Izzy about this as well. And Rob Brinded is writing a book called Decentralized Mind, about how we are all connected, and how Bitcoin overlays with that. It's fascinating stuff, and especially for someone like me that's never gone down these rabbit holes. I enjoy going down them and learning from other people. What you said you started kind of re-entering into life. Had you returned to Germany and had these conversations about Bitcoin?
Yes, so I was back then here in Germany, and it really felt like someone throwing you a hammer on the head or something like that, because it was so different experience from everything else I experienced. But somehow I had this inner feeling of, you have to be now here, and you have to also bring the spirit to the world. Because also what I often see is like there are monks or yogis or something like that, and they are in this great spiritual states. But as soon as they leave their monastery, as soon as they leave their cave, then everything is not working anymore. And so the next step is really integrating the spirit into into the world. And so this is even more challenging in my experience than finding this inner peace. And then, you just have to find your way. And I'm still trying every day on this journey, because it's an endless journey. There is no like goal or something. You have to do it every day again. And but it's possible. You can live this spirit here in the world. And I also see this is what really lots of Bitcoiners live or try to live, because Bitcoin is really a tool that can bring you more to yourself. And also the great thing about Bitcoin is, because I was also then doing like yoga classes with people or meditation courses, mindset work, and lots of things like that. And I realized this is working. The people, they are now getting better. It's not scaling, but the tool that is scaling on a special level, this is really Bitcoin. Because if you tell people about Bitcoin, then the time changes, and when their time preference change, meditation or what food they take, or the spiritual change is triggered by this change of time preference. And this is just such a big lever in my opinion. And it's therefore nowadays I'm more talking about Bitcoin and less about all these other things, because then it just works better as I experience. Don't do this, don't do that. You just talking about Bitcoin, and then they automatically by themselves come to the realization that maybe what I'm doing is not what is fulfilling me within.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing the mindset change that Bitcoin holds over people. And that idea of time preference. And I had BITten on very early when I started the podcast, actually we did a whole podcast, I think, just about that alone. And I've had several people say that was the moment. They'd listen to hundreds of pods, but listening to that one and about time preference in particular, they were like, oh shit, okay, I get it. And you're right. It helps scale like society. It helps scale everything, everybody's behaviors, and turning them onto the idea that you don't have to be running at 1,000 miles per hour in a fiat incentivized world. So, well, then I guess the last piece of this puzzle is you return to the family business after shunning it and deciding you want to be a DJ, and then going to live remotely for 2 years. So, the family must be so happy to have you back. Was that a quick integration, or did you say immediately we have to start accepting Bitcoin at this hotel? And did they think you'd gone completely crazy whilst you were living away?
Yeah, so first time it was really like not so easy, because my mind was just so different, and I just had to adapt to this new lifestyle here. And then Bitcoin was really not part of the hotel from the first moment I came back. It took a while, so I just started to work here in the hotel. And at some point, I started to do the first like small meetups, and this was back in Corona time, and we were not allowed to do meetups indoors. So I started this Pleb walk initiation. So we just met together to walk together. So I'm always a big fan of walking and hiking. And it's so crazy because we started with 2 or 3 people. And now last week we have had the biggest Pleb walk here in Germany. It was over 60 or 70 people. So crazy.
Nice.
And we've just been walking together, and even Gigi set up a homepage. So it's decentralizing now all around Germany, Pleb walks, and even around Europe. And yeah, he just made this really good homepage, plebwalks.com. And then from this, it started to grow. Then we started to accept Bitcoin, and then people came to us. So it was not about us doing so much. So people started to ask, hey, can we put here some Bitcoin art? Hey, I have this idea. Can we integrate this? And it was really always sitting with the community. And we just were this room which was open for Bitcoin. So we opened the door, and then all the Bitcoiner came in, and it's almost like, interacting with them, and they had so much ideas. I mean, we have also lots of ideas, and now we have like here this crazy platform where we have like workshops, events, conferences, and everywhere where you look, there are like Bitcoin gimmicks, little things where you have Bitcoin cappuccino and all that crazy things here. And it really started slowly, but now it's really like growing exponentially almost.
I've just found plebwalk.com. Yeah, I didn't know this was here. This is awesome.
Just 1 week ago or something, it was released.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm tweeting it right now. Done. Yeah. What a great initiative. So let's talk about the event that you did with Knut last week, because that sounded like a fun time. I like I said, we were talking on DMs on Twitter. I'm like, I might do the 15-hour drive to come and hang with you guys. In the end, it was a clash with a meetup in Andorra, which was only a 5.5-hour drive. So we decided to go to that one instead, which was great. And it's great to see these initiatives starting to pop up all over Europe now. And we've got BTC Prague coming up in June. And Martin and Matthias, the idea that they want to bring all of these different European Bitcoiner hubs together and share ideas and take ideas back to their communities. Whether that is, right, we seem to be behind the Germans in Lightning nodes, or we seem to be behind the Czechs in privacy and non-KYC, and what can we learn from each other and come together, connect, because we are all one. So this is a really, really exciting period over the next 18 months, I think. And what's going on in Madeira as well is watch that. That's going to be very, very interesting. So you throw the event. It was a book signing event. How did it go? What did you arrange, and who came, who hung out? What were your favorite parts of the weekend?
Yes, so it was not just the book signing event. It was like 3 days plus one more day with the Pleb walk. So yeah, Knut was here, Prince Philip was here, like lots of German podcast YouTubers were here. So like all the let's say, I don't like this word famous, because we are all like plebs, we are all the same. But we had this unique setting here about the hotel. It's not like, it's just like 150 people, but it's like this familiar atmosphere, and like also this great, like, and it's really a different feeling. And when you ask people who are here, they will tell you this is something so unique. You can't find it anywhere else. Knut, for example, he said we are the first 21-star hotel in the world. He felt so good. If even guys like Prince Philip or Knut, they have been on all conferences, and if even they say, hey, this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite conference, then this is really like, it fits so great. And I'm so thankful for this, because this unique setting here we have, and we have like workshops, we have like talks, panels. I mean, we have like serious talks, but we also have like lots of funny things. We had like a scam award or a meme parade, or we did with Knut, we did who wants to become a Satoshi millionaire quiz game, and we do lots of fun things. So it's not just about serious talks, it's also about fun. And the most important thing is like the networking part. And this is like really awesome here in the hotel, because this unique setting of you are here at the conference and your room is directly in the hotel. So you don't have to go after the conference to your hotel. The hotel is part of the conference. And this is just, this gives it this unique touch.
What other events have you got coming up, and how many people can stay in the hotel? What's how many rooms? And
yeah. So we have 43 rooms. By the way, every room includes a Bitcoin standard and also a book of Knut. So this is what is unique here. And we can host up to 90 people here in the hotel. It's basically like business people, which are our normal guests. And on conferences, we have space for up to 100. We're really like, our philosophy is not like quantity, it's really about quality. We always set our different events. So we have had like last week we have the Bitcoin and Ländle conference. Then the next one is Le Fer event, which is 70% women here, which is pretty crazy because lots of people say Bitcoin is just for men, and it really proves that also women are really interested in Bitcoin. Then the next event in July, it's more like libertarian event. So Bitcoin will also be part of it, but it's more about Austrian school or praxeology. And then in August, we have like more privacy based Bitcoin privacy. And so we really split up. So we don't have this venue of 1,000 people. So we split this big conference up in lots of small parts and have like small conferences with like a focus every month around. Yeah.
That's awesome, mate. That's so great to hear that you're back in the family business and you're orange pilling as many people as you can. You're providing a service for Bitcoiners to come together. You get to hang with Bitcoiners, it seems like every week, if not definitely every month. And it's just great. Yeah, I can feel your energy, like you constant smile on your face. This is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And just like you said, because I'm not really, actually the reason why we started this here is because there were meetups and I just didn't like the location here. And so I thought, why not invite everyone to my home and why not hang out here with all those people? And it's just so great because it's almost like it's so like for the community, but it's really like also I do it for myself. And because you want to hang out with the best people and to your business, then the best people and the smartest guys around the world, they will come to you and you are able to hang out with them. You just can have a good time. And so the quality of people, Bitcoin business, or in our case, to the hotel, is just crazy. And you can learn so much. And the journey, I mean, that's the great thing there is.
Excellent, brother. Well done. And I promise you, we'll get over there at some point over the next 12 months, and come and hang out and bring the family. So I always end the conversation with the same last question, and that is, if you had one last orange pill left to give to somebody, who would you give that to and why?
I really think I wouldn't give any orange pill because I really don't want to be like the Scott kind of person who wants to, who thinks this is good for you or this is not good for you. Everyone needs to decide for themselves. Everyone gets the price he deserves. Everyone gets the life he deserves. And so I really just focus on myself because this is really the part where I can have an impact here now. And I just try to be the best I can here and now. And other people, they have to do their own journey and they have to do their own decisions. And also they have to live their own life. And I can't, and also I don't want to influence other people's too much.
Very well said. Very, very stoic and philosophical, and a very fitting answer with your personality. So please tell people where they can come and find you, or on Twitter, on the socials, or if they want to go to the hotel, where's best to reach out and book their room, and what's the best way to get in touch?
Yeah, so best is our Twitter channel. We also always post our information over there. So it's Princess Blow. We can maybe put it in the show links. Yeah.
Yep.
Also our homepage, hotel-princess.de. And yeah, check out the Pleb Walk page. Maybe we can also put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. And we are here in Germany, in Blochingen, southern Germany, next to Stuttgart. Come visit us and have a good time and spend your Bitcoin.
I love it. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and look forward to meeting in person soon.
Yes. Great. Awesome. Awesome to be here. Thanks so much.
Take care. Have a great day.
You too.